Welcome back to yet another episode, and this time it is the Euros coming up, so it's an England special. This is dedicated to England only. We're going to be reviewing the first 33 squad that Gareth Southgate has called up, and then we're going to be deciding our own 26-man squad and also looking at the players that missed out. So let's start with then the provisional list that got called up by Gareth Southgate. What players should have made it into the provisional list? This isn't the 26-man squad, just the provisional list. What players do you think?
I've got a few names here. I've got 4 in particular. First, I want to say I think Gareth picked a pretty good squad. I think it's a lot of what we expected, but there is a few that have missed out. For starters, this might be my Liverpool bias coming. I've gone for Harvey Elliott. I thought he has a terrific end to the season. I thought it was fantastic. And I know another Liverpool midfielder got caught up in Curtis Jones, but I think Harvey Elliott probably deserved it more than him. So I was a bit disappointed to not see him in. Another striker who I think is very, very unfortunate to miss out is Solanke.
I agree with you there. Solanke had to get called up, surely.
Yeah.
19 Premier League goals and he hasn't been called up.
It is crazy. And considering Tony got called up, I don't see why Tony did compared to Solanke.
I think Tony just has a bit more experience, and he did play well in that friendly against Belgium, which England did lose, but he played quite well. And I think Gareth's probably thinking one good performance like for England. Solanke has none, so that's probably why he's called him up.
I'm just going to go back to your Harvey Elliott shout. Do you think Curtis Jones got called up over Harvey Elliott because there's so little lack of position in midfield that Southgate's got to pick?
I think so, and I think Curtis Jones probably should have got called up in the last international because he was in really good form then. But Harvey Elliott has been so much better for Liverpool. And even Jurgen Klopp came out and said, "Oh, if I had one regret this season, it would be I haven't played Harvey Elliott enough." So I was quite disappointed to not see Elliott, but I am happy for Curtis Jones.
Yeah, no, I think there's obviously more competition in the right wing, left wing. So Elliott will. I think that's his preferred position. He said that right wing's his preferred position. And also, like you say, he's had Salah starting. He's not, when he's come on, me personally, mate, I'm not convinced by Harvey Elliott. I think he's a good player. I do think he's a good player. But for me, he's not strong enough on the ball. He can get pushed off the ball very easily. There's something about him that I'm just really not sure about.
The thing is, as well, is he ready for international football? It's not like he's coming in for some qualifiers or for some friendlies. He's coming in. He would be coming into the Euro squad. I just don't think he's quite ready.
See, I disagree with us. I think he's had 4 goal contributions in his last 3 games for Liverpool.
So you think if he comes on against France or he comes on against Spain?
No, I'm not saying that because let's be honest, he doesn't start and he barely come off the bench. But if
he probably wouldn't play that much.
So what's the point? What's the point in calling him up then?
Well, we've got to take 26, haven't we?
There's always players.
There's always
going to
be players.
Every
competition. Connor Cody, James Maddison. There's always players that don't play. So I'd have him there just in case.
Yeah, but if there was injuries, you've got, and let's say there was a few injuries, you'd have to play Harvey Elliott. You want Harvey Elliott to play. Let's say Palmer, Saka had all got injured, and Harvey Elliott's your only option. Are you starting him?
Yeah.
You think he'd comfortably do well?
Well, if he's the only option,
he's the only option.
Yeah, no, but I'm saying like knowing that you could have changed, you can change it. Would you?
Yeah. I'd have Harvey Elliott in there. Honestly, I think he deserved it.
Go on, who are your other shouts then?
Yeah, moving on. Tyreek Mitchell, I've gone for my other shout. We're lacking left backs in this England squad. We are massively lacking left backs. And Tyreek Mitchell has played well for Crystal Palace, and I think in a position.
I do think he's played well, but I think he's only played well under Glasner.
True, but has he had a chance to prove himself for England? Everyone's got to make their debut.
I think he played quite well under Roy Hodgson as well, to be fair. He's always been in Crystal Palace's starting 11 this season. Yeah. He's played a lot of football, which is probably what you want coming into a tournament. So I think it is a fair shout.
Yeah.
Who else you got? Oh, go on, sorry.
I was going to say, speaking of left backs, we haven't got enough depth. So this is quite a rogue shout here. I've gone for Ipswich's Leif Davies. Now, I want to explain myself here. Like I've said, left back is not a strong area for us, and Leif Davies was the best left back in the Championship, 20 goal contributions in the Championship, and the Championship is a good league. In the Qatar World Cup, there was more Championship players than there was Belgium League players, the Turkish top division, the Portuguese top division, so it is a strong league, and he's been the best left back in there, and we haven't got good left backs fit. Shaw's injured, so I would have taken him.
I get what you're saying, and I think it's a rogue shout, as you said, and it's not an awful shout. But Southgate would never pick a player from the Championship that hasn't had prior experience. If someone got relegated, like James Trafford, for example, he might get called up later. But he's never played in the top division, so I don't think Southgate would take him to Euros ever, any player.
Yeah, no, completely understandable. But that's why I'd have Mitchell there's probably a few other left backs, but I thought he's had such a great season, and to have 20 goal contributions from left back is pretty impressive.
Do you think he could handle the pressure of being England's left back?
Honestly, I don't know, but he'd come in at second choice, third choice. So
well, you look. I'd take for example then Luke Thomas at Leicester. He had a good season in the Premier League.
it wasn't better than Leif Davis though.
When did Luke Thomas have a good season in the Premier League?
I think he had.
Nah.
With Leicester,
Never.
good young player.
Not that good.
That season when we beat Leicester in the cup.
Honestly, I can't remember how Luke
Yeah.
Thomas did that season, but
Well,
those
anyway,
are my shouts.
Yeah, okay, that's a fair one. Murray, who have you
Well, I'll
got?
continue with the left backs. I think Ben Chilwell, a player like opposite to Leif Davis, with a lot of experience at international level and top level. Obviously, he's had his injury problems this season. But if you're going to take Luke Shaw or Ben Chilwell, I'd 100% go Ben Chilwell because he adds an attacking, he's got a good attacking side to his game. He's got a lot of experience. And I don't understand why he hasn't been called up to the provisional at least. And Luke Shaw has, when Luke Shaw has been injured more than Ben Chilwell this season. I'm not sure what you guys think. But
Yeah, I agree. Especially when Shaw's played, he's not been good either. When he's this season.
yeah.
So yeah, I agree with you.
I understand that Ben Chilwell maybe defensively he isn't the best left back, but going forward he's great. And if you have Kyle Walker starting at right back or Kieran Trippier, you've got pretty good defensive right back, so it balances out quite nicely, I thought. So
Yeah, I agree with you actually, Murray. I think that's Chilwell should have been called up.
and my other shout to get in the team is Fikayo Tomori. Obviously he's had a bit of a stop-start
Thank you.
season at AC Milan.
Thank you,
But-
mate. People don't talk about this enough. I don't feel.
What, Fikayo Tomori?
Yeah.
Why?
He's just a fantastic centre back. He's got real talent, and you look at the players that his alternatives are.
Yeah, Lewis Dunk.
Yeah,
How's
I
Lewis
mean,
Dunk made it
yeah.
into provisional and Fikayo Tomori hasn't?
Brighton haven't even had a good season.
Yeah,
I
the
mean,
thing
Dunk
is,
did, but he didn't.
yeah, the
No,
thing
Brighton
is,
didn't.
Tomori as well. He's really good on the ball, and AC Milan play quite a counter-attacking system. So when he's on the ball, he has to be good in possession. But also because it's so stop-starty at AC Milan, he's so fast. His recovery speed is unreal. So to have him in as a backup behind Maguire and Stones, I think he should be a shoo-in for the team, to be honest.
Yeah, I think he's. I don't know if you agree
I
with me. Henry.
completely agree. I don't know
He's-
how Southgate hasn't picked him. I
He-
don't know what he needs to do to get an England call up.
Yeah, and he hasn't ever, recently in the last 3 years not called him up. I just think he's a really good defender, good tackler of the ball, really good on the ball as well. I don't agree with
He's an
Southgate.
all-rounder, and he's
Yeah.
young as well. Yeah.
Definitely.
It's not like he's not played many minutes. He's played 35 games this season.
Yeah.
You know, you look at some of the other players, like Luke Shaw, for example. who's
Like
not
Ben
played as much.
Chilwell, although I've
Yeah.
given him a
Yeah.
shout, he hasn't played that many
What I
games.
say is that, right, Lewis Dunk, for example, you know he'll do a good defensive shift, but he's not going to start games, is he? He's not going to start. So why not? Just bring him in, even if you're not going to start him. Bring him over Dunk. Just try him, see what he does, see what he can
Exactly.
produce. Even if you doubt his abilities, which Southgate probably does, bring him in.
Yeah, I agree.
Completely agree.
Who are your shouts to bring in?
Well, first thing I would say is I don't know why Dean Henderson's there. I mean, he did a really good game against us, but that was about it. And I'd take him out and I'd bring Nick Pope in. I know he's been injured, but last season, you look at Nick Pope, he was absolutely fantastic as a goalkeeper. Comes in for Newcastle from Burnley. Even at Burnley, he was unreal.
He's a proper solid goalkeeper, isn't
Yeah,
he? Nick
yeah.
Pope?
Yeah.
He's got an error in him, but really good goalkeeper.
Really good shot stopper, I think.
Yeah, and even with his injury, he comes back. You're a goalkeeper. It's like riding a bike, isn't it?
Muscle memory.
Yeah,
I think
exactly.
it must be because he's been injured. He's been out for so long. But then the same argument can be for Ramsdale. He hasn't played much minutes, and
Yeah.
I think if he was fit and he'd played,
Yeah.
Southgate would have called him up. I
100%.
don't think there's a dispute that Southgate doesn't think he's good enough. I just think it's the injury, isn't it?
Yeah, he's definitely second choice in Southgate's pecking order.
Yeah.
No injuries, nothing else. Yeah.
The other one I went with is Levi Colwill.
Yeah, just don't hate it.
I think
don't hate it at all.
he starts for Chelsea next season.
And once again, he has played for England under Gareth Southgate, so it's probably injuries again
Yeah.
why he's not.
Yeah,
being
yeah,
called up.
100%. Again, another Chelsea defender, Reece James. Look, of course he's been injured and he's very injury prone at the minute, which is probably why he's not taking any risks. But you know what you're going to get with James. He's a good solid backup. If he's injured at the minute, for sure, I think he should have been called up.
So I just think I think Cole Walker is a better right back. I think Trent's a better right back, and I think Kieran Trippier is a better right back. So for me, there's just not enough space in the team to have Reece
Yeah.
James.
I agree, and he's too injury prone, and if you take that's one player. If he gets injured straight away, you've wasted a player basically.
Yeah,
And
but
he
a new
hasn't
one
been
gets
having-
called up then, don't they?
No, I mean fair, but I think like Murray said, we've got 3 better right backs, and you can't stack up that position. that
Yeah,
much, can you?
I hear that. I understand why he hasn't, and I understand why people think he shouldn't. But I think he was. You know what quality of a player is when he is fit. That is. Tarkowski as well. I thought he did really good this season.
Yeah, he had a great season, but he's never been called up to the England squad, and I just don't think he ever
Played
will.
every minute of every game except actually played 1 minute less.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
So-
would have taken him over some of the defence,
Yeah.
like Kwanzaa,
So-
for example.
And I
Yeah.
would have taken him over Dunk again.
Yeah,
100%.
and I'm not saying he starts, but he's a good option. You know, in them games that
Yeah.
perhaps in the group stage where it's easier to play.
Also, if let's say he takes Branthwaite, you've got a centre back partnership who's played.
Yeah, exactly.
38
Yeah,
games
he's
together,
100%, and he's got the experience as well.
Thing is, if you're under the cosh as well and you need a centre back on for the last 5 minutes, he'd be a good one to bring
Yeah.
on. He wins everything, physical player. So I think it's a good shout.
Exactly.
Well, we're going to go on to our 26-man squad now. We're going to go position by position, who we'd all call up. So, and how many players you'd call up from each position. So let's start with goalkeepers. Henry, who have you gone for and how many?
To be honest with you, boys, I think this sort of writes itself. I've gone for Pickford, Ramsdale, and Dean Henderson. They were 3 of the 4 in the provisional squad. James Trafford drops out. I think that writes itself, to be honest, boys.
I completely agree. I've gone the exact same.
You don't need keepers, 4 keepers, do you?
Yeah, I think Germany called up 4 goalkeepers. Don't know why, but yeah.
Well, I've gone everyone the same except for Henderson. I've gone for Pope.
I mean, yeah, no fair. I think if he wasn't injured, that would be the case. I
Yeah,
think those are 3 keepers.
Yeah.
All in agreement there, I think.
Yeah.
Right. What about right back, Murray?
I've gone for Walker and Alexander-Arnold.
So you're not going with him in midfield?
No.
Okay.
Back up for a right back, yeah.
Well,
Back up.
Back up. Kyle Walker starts.
I've listed Trent, but as my right backs, I've gone for Walker and Trippier. Because my thinking behind that was just the lack of left backs we have, and he's played left back for England. So
Is
I've
he
gone with
fit?
Trippier.
Because didn't he get injured against Newcastle?
See, that's the thing.
Tottenham?
If he is injured, then I'll have to have a rethink. But if he is fit, he's done multiple tournaments under Southgate, so I'd take him.
I have got Trippier in, but it's my backup left back.
Oh,
So,
really?
yeah.
That's interesting because I left him out. I just assumed he was injured.
I mean, if
But
he is injured,
I'm
then-
willing to take a last-minute change.
Yeah.
Right back, I was going to take Reece James, but knowing that Trippier's now fit, I'd take Trippier, and I would take Kyle Walker.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right, centre halves then.
Centre halves. I think these 2 are quite obvious. Stones and Maguire.
Yeah, well, have you got Stones and Maguire?
I've got.
I think they're the
Stones and Maguire.
starting
Yeah.
centre back.
Yeah,
Really,
comfortably.
really good partnership, yeah.
Now, I'll be honest, boys. I only went with a provisional squad, so I probably would have had Tomori. But the other 2 I've got is Guehi and Konza. For Aston Villa, I think he's been good. I think Guehi's been good for Palace. Both of them played for England before, bit of experience. So that's why I've left out the likes of Branthwaite, Dunk, Kwanzaa.
I've got a really outrageous shout, and a lot of England fans weren't very happy with this.
Go on, this.
But I'm willing to risk it. I'm putting my life on the line. If I was the England manager, I would not select. I would select Harry Maguire, but I wouldn't start him. I would go with Tomori and Stones.
I hear that. 100%. I hear that.
I'm not convinced by Maguire. I think
still
he's
think
just,
Maguire for England though. He's never put.
yeah,
a foot
but I
wrong.
hate this. Maguire for England. Maguire Pickford for England. What arguments that you got? I think.
What do you mean? What argument's that? If they play well for the national team, they play well for the national team.
Yeah, but I don't understand that.
I think club form should determine if you play for England.
But
or not.
Maguire's
Yeah.
been quite good for United.
Oh
this
yeah,
season.
yeah, I agree.
Like
so is Pickford for
Calvin
Everton.
Phillips was fantastic for England. Why isn't he getting called up? By your logic.
Well, no,
And Jordan Henderson.
No, I've said.
Yeah, Jordan Henderson plays well
I've
for
said
England. Why is
Maguire has played well this season, and so has Pickford. So that's why they're in the team.
Jesse Lingard played well for England. Why isn't he in it?
Oh,
Do you know
come
what?
on,
Do you know what I'm saying? Like,
No.
like you play well for England, but I'm going off now. That was back then. You might have if, for example, if Salah for Egypt had scored 30 goals, and then in the league gone and scored 2, I wouldn't be selecting him because he's fallen off the cliff of the edge of a cliff.
That's an outrageous
See.
example.
See, I get what you're getting at. That is a poor example. I'm not gonna lie.
Right, yeah, but
Salah, if Egypt don't have.
Yeah,
the
look,
depth
look,
we
it
do.
was
But
just an
I
example.
understand your point that you shouldn't be just given an England. You've got to earn it.
Yeah, definitely. I don't get that. You know, you go off form. If you've been bad for the last 2 seasons, I'm not calling you up because you were good for England 5 years ago. Start off, mate.
Maguire hasn't been bad the past 2 seasons though. So
He has this season been absolutely piss poor.
This season?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my God. Do you watch football or not?
Yeah, he's been rubbish.
No.
I disagree.
Right,
Last
who
season.
are your other
Last season, I would
centre
have
backs?
agreed, yeah.
Huh?
Who are your other centre backs?
My other centre backs are Bramthwaite, Konza, and Stones and
Okay,
Tamori.
So yeah,
So same 5.
No, 4 centre backs, I think. Stones, Tamori, Maguire, Bramthwaite, 4.
I don't hate it.
so I've got the exact same as you plus Mark Gahey. So
You've
it's
gone
all quite
5?
similar. I've gone for 5
How,
centre
how
backs.
come you've picked 5? What's the reasoning?
No reasoning at all, really.
Oh, fair.
just weren't enough.
Just wanted to be
central-
awkward.
No, fair. To be
Right.
fair, if we play a back 3, which we sometimes do,
Yeah.
5 ain't bad. So
Yeah,
I
exactly.
don't hate it.
Henry's always got my back. you
Yeah,
see.
I got you.
Look, maybe I'm willing to reinforce what I said about Maguire this season. He's been okay. Going on to left backs.
Left backs, well, saying why'd you pick 5? I have technically picked 5. Left back, I've gone for Luke Shaw because I think if he is fit at some point, he is the best left back we have. And I've gone Joe Gomez. Now he's played left back a lot for Liverpool this season. He's played left back, centre back, right back, defensive midfielder.
Yeah, versatility. Yeah.
Versatile. I wouldn't play him defensive midfielder ever though. Please, honestly, never do that.
Because
I
Arnie
love him,
Slot
though.
listens to this, doesn't
Of course he does. Why wouldn't he? But yeah, Gomez versatile. Playing back 3.
Never
playing
scored a
back 3.
goal. Attackingly going forward, terrible. Can pass an odd ball. Stupid.
Yeah, but no one's expecting Gomez to
Sorry,
score
I
for
know
England.
that's. I think that's just stupid.
What, Joe? The amount of versatility.
I'm surprised you haven't brought your
consistent for
Liverpool kit with that comment.
I'll buy a shirt. I'll buy a shirt with him on the back. I love Joe Gomez. I think
No,
he's versatile.
I do
he's
like
always
him.
there.
I do like him, but he's
nowhere near the England team for me.
No.
I'll be honest.
Really?
he don't touch it with an 8-foot barge pole.
I'm really shocked by that because I think he's been brilliant for left back for Liverpool. See, unsung hero.
Yeah, he has unsung hero.
100%.
Bloody
100%.
hell.
I think if you ask majority of Liverpool
Mate,
fans,
I'd class an
they'll
unsung
respect
hero
Joe
if he'd
Gomez.
scored more than one goal.
Can we move on
It's
from Joe
coming.
Gomez?
Yeah.
Harvey, who have you gone
Yeah,
for?
enough of you. Left back.
Unbelievable.
Sorry.
Nah, that's all right, boys.
I've gone with Luke Shaw and Joe Gomez. No, I'm joking. I've gone with Luke Shaw and I've also gone with Ben Chilwell.
Okay, I've gone with Chilwell and Trippier, so it's all similar.
There we go.
You're not taking sure,
No, nowhere near.
Wow.
He's been injured for most of the season. When he's played this season, he's been poor.
but he's meant to be fit during. If he's ready, surely he plays. No.
No, I'd pick. If they were both fit as well, I'd definitely pick Chilwell over Shaw any day of the week.
Yeah.
Oh, boys, no, I can't believe you think that.
He's trying to get
Yeah.
back at us for the
No,
Joe
I'm
Gomez
being
comment.
both fit. You pick Chilwell over Shaw.
Yeah, I'm not
having.
having James Corden on my team, thank you.
Oh my life,
No, that's a violation.
that's outrageous.
No.
But honestly, I don't know what to say. Both fit. You're
Mate,
picking
you're making
Chilwell
that
over
out
Shaw.
as if we
Oh,
just
that's
said that bloody-
ridiculous.
Chilwell is 10 times better going forward. Maybe Shaw's a bit better defensively, but Shaw just.
I've had to take a step back, but I can't believe that.
You
But
think
you haven't
Shaw's-
taken a step back, you're taking a wheel back.
Oh, yeah,
you
know
think
what I mean.
Shaw's better going forward?
100%.
Oh,
I think Shaw's a much better fullback than Chilwell.
Shaw can't even dribble a ball.
Oh, boys, I'm going to get heated. Move on.
He can
Central
dribble his
midfield.
sweet and sour Cantonese chicken balls, that's for sure. Right, let's go on to midfield then. Who have you selected?
So my midfield, I've only gone with 4. Bit risky, but I've gone with Declan Rice. He starts for everyone,
Yeah.
obviously. I've gone for Curtis Jones. I just think he's quite good, but box to box, good at keeping the ball.
Is he an old school box to box midfielder?
No. Adam Wharton is though. And then Conor Gallagher starting with Rice with Kobbie Mainoo as the backup.
Ooh.
Oh,
Conor
okay.
Gallagher starting.
Pardon?
Conor Gallagher starting.
Yeah.
Wow.
I think he's had a really strong end
I
to the
think he
season.
He has
Yeah.
all season been incredible.
Yeah. Be one of Chelsea's standout players. Gone
Yeah.
under the radar a bit, I feel.
Wow. Well,
What have you
I've
gone
gone for
with?
quite a few midfielders actually. So Declan Rice, obviously.
Yep.
I've gone for Kobbie Mainoo. I think
Yep.
he's great talent. I've gone for Adam Wharton as well. So I think he's had a pretty exceptional season for Palace. I think he deserves a call up. He was the one player like I was tossing and turning about who to put as my final player.
I think
between
it's
him and Curtis
difficult because
Jones.
he's never played for England
Yeah.
before. It's like, would Southgate risk it? I don't know.
Yeah. So he was. I don't think he'll play, but he was sort of tossing and turning for me. And then I've gone for Jude Bellingham. I think quite obvious. I've gone for Gallagher as well, and then I've put Trent as midfielder. I think you need to take him. So it was either midfielder or defender, what a class mouse,
Yeah.
but he's on the plane.
Yeah, he's on the plane. Usually I've been against Trent being in midfield, but I'm willing to test it because he is defensively rubbish. but I still think him at right back could do a brilliant shift, can whip a ball in. So I've gone with my midfielders. I've put Trent in there, I've put Jude Bellingham, I've gone Declan Rice, I've gone with Conor Gallagher, Kobe Minu. I've got, that's it. But I would start Kobe Minu at CDM with Rice, and then I'd go with Bellingham in that 10.
Fair. I'd have Rice, Bellingham, and maybe Trent if it works. If not, Conor Gallagher.
Trent comes on for me off the bench.
Yeah, no, I don't hate it.
Until I see what he's like in midfield, I wouldn't start him.
Shall I quickly say my attack and midfield shouts?
Yeah, yeah.
Obviously, Jude Bellingham.
Yeah.
Key player, best player in the world at the moment. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
And then I went for Eze and Cole Palmer, but Cole Palmer can obviously play on the right as well.
Did you say cold Palmer or Cole?
Cold.
Either or.
Same thing. And obviously Eze. I think Eze, some people he'll definitely be in their squads, but for other people he definitely won't. But for me, being so good at the end of the season, and he had something different, so skillful, technically gifted. He's got to be on the plane as a rogue shout for me.
Yeah, for me, and I'll talk about my attacking midfield as well, it was a toss-up between him and Maddison.
Yeah.
I've gone with James Maddison just because experience. I think he had a strong start to the season. I know he's sort of fallen off a bit, but I think for England, I think he'll do a better job. And then I've also listed Palmer and Foden as attacking midfielders. Although I expect Foden will probably play off the left, but he's played the 10 for City. He's played it very effectively.
Yeah, no, I agree. Should we go on to our attackers then?
Yeah, just go on to the forwards.
Yeah, go on to the forwards.
Are
we doing wingers as well?
Yeah.
Right, yeah, I'll start us off if you want. So I've gone with Ollie Watkins, Ivan Toney, Phil Foden, Harry Kane, Jack Grealish, Cole Palmer, Jared Bowen, and Raheem Sterling.
No Anthony Gordon?
Nope.
Sterling over Gordon?
Mate, I'm sorry for that.
You're taking the mick?
No.
That is a horrendous take.
That's shite. Sorry, man. Sorry. I shouldn't swear. But,
He's clearly not happy. Why?
Do you want me to bleep that out, by the way?
Nah, it's alright.
Look.
And don't say experience.
I think for me, look, Gallagher's been really good this season, but I just not convinced.
Gallagher.
Not Gallagher. Gordon's
You're
been
so unconvinced by yourself. You're just waffling now, aren't you?
Gordon has been so good for Newcastle, and my highlight game of his was against Paris Saint-Germain. I thought he did very well there, and that does show he can play against high calibre of players. But when I've seen him in the England kit before, I've looked at him. He looks a bit lost. He don't fit in within that team.
I just
You're
think
looking at Sterling. He's got pace.
I think Sterling doesn't have any confidence though at the moment.
Yeah, but
he's not taking.
Going from your logic, he's playing well for England.
Oh, so you're agreeing with my logic, are you? You're
So-
suddenly
No,
using
so
my
is
logic
Rash-
for your
No,
player
I'm just
picks.
saying if I was to make a point, going by your logic, but
so
I
is
do.
Rashford at times, and you haven't picked him.
Yeah, but
Well, I picked Rashford over Sterling.
I would, yeah.
no, I
I'd
just
pick
think.
Ross Barkley.
I think against big teams in the Premier League this season, I think he's been decent. I look at Manchester City; he scored a goal against them, did well. He's been good. I don't think he's been terrible. I just think he's pacey. He's got the England experience. For me, he gets that call up over Gordon.
Wow, that's horrendous. Henry, please enlighten me on yours.
Well, after that note, my first attacker I've gone with is Anthony Gordon. I've also got Jack Grealish, Bukayo Saka, Bowen, Kane and Watkins. Obviously, I've said Palmer and Foden again. So I've only taken 6.
I've got the exact same as you, to be
Really?
fair. Obviously, I've pushed Foden onto the left, so I
Yeah.
haven't mentioned him yet, but I've got the exact same as you.
Yeah. So Tony misses out for me. I'm intrigued though. Why have you picked Ivan Toney?
Ivan Toney, because look, there's a player there. He's obviously showed that last season. Look, let's not forget, he was banned for 8 months for playing, so he's not had that time to play where others have. So
Surely that's a reason not to pick him, though, if you get what I mean.
Yeah.
Because he's not had
no,
that
because
season behind
I'm not
him.
starting him. I'd certainly be inclined to swap Ivan Toney. I'm not struck.
He's not nailed on.
Yeah, exactly. I'd maybe swap Gordon for Toney, but I do think that because look, if Kane's if Kane's not doing well or he's injured, I'd probably bring Watkins on. But Ivan Toney's an option there as well.
For me, Harry Kane, if he's playing poorly, whatever, he plays the full game, no matter what, every game.
Oh
full game.
yeah, well he's
so important.
oh yeah, he's
Without him,
pivotal.
England would have no success.
I think if Tony does go, he won't play a minute because if let's say Kane does get injured, Watkins is 100% straight in there. And
Gotta be.
incredible.
But I
replacement.
think I agree with you, but I think Tony would get more minutes than Watkins because he plays more similar to Harry Kane. He drops deep, he plays with the midfield, and he played well in the friendlies, as I've previously mentioned. So I think I wouldn't be surprised if Southgate plays Tony more than Watkins.
Really?
All right, lads, just quickly then. What would be, from that 26-man squad that you've got, what would be your starting 11? Just name the whole squad.
Jordan Pickford in goal, right back Kyle Walker, centre backs Maguire and Stones, left back Chilwell, central midfield Gallagher and Rice, then Bellingham in attacking midfield, on the right Saka, on the left Foden, up top Harry Kane.
Mine's quite similar. I've gone for Pickford in goal. Same back four, but if Shaw's fit, I'm going Shaw at left back. If he's not, I'm going Joe Gomez at left back. Midfield, I'm going Rice, Trent, Bellingham, because I think I want to see how Trent works out, and then Foden, Palmer, Kane.
Saka drops.
I think Palmer's had a better season.
Yeah, he has had a better season.
Palmer's had a better season, but I think Saka has proven himself in an England shirt countless times.
Saka's done well for England.
This guy doesn't even support England at the end of the day.
What's that meant to mean?
Well, clearly you just, you don't care about the good players.
I'll sort you out later.
I'm so
right, well, let's hear your 11 now before this takes a turn.
Ivan Toney up top.
No, so I've gone with Pickford, Kyle Walker, Tomori, and then
Stones.
There we go.
Get it right,
there we
mate.
go. Chilwell. Then I'm going Mainu and Rice, Bellingham in the 10, and then I'm going Saka, Kane, Foden.
It's quite interesting that alongside Rice, we all have a different midfielder.
Yeah.
Trent, Gallagher, and Mainu.
I think that's the one position which isn't one of the only positions that isn't
left
nailed
back.
on. Yeah.
For me, it's those two positions.
Yeah.
We have a lot similar there because I think a lot of positions are nailed on for England.
Like the front four is easily nailed on, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Well, all I'll say is don't slaughter me for saying that Sterling should be called up and Maguire should be dropped as well. But from us, that is all for this week. And we are going to be doing another England episode next week where we're going to be dissecting all of the Euro groups plus much more. But I hope you've enjoyed this episode. Please follow us on all social media. But thank you very much for listening.